shit ain't gang. That gang, couple the fruit ways to feel high. No turbulence, no turbulence. You niggas get flying while you niggas flying. Your kind is scooted and then I'm something new when I'm trying off the roof and I'm selling skyline. When I'm riding, you riding.
Gang. Welcome back, man. Welcome back to Let's Talk Everything 414 podcast. And y'all already know that. Man, I gotta get into something, gang, because like I say all the time, a lot of people don't know what's taking place around them. They don't know what's going on around them, and I don't think y'all be waking up. Right? Feel me? I got the Mavericks, right? Maverick approach, and my boy Devon True. You understand me? For those of y'all that know who that is, go to their channel, check them out, watch all the videos. For those of y'all that don't, subscribe to them. Man, I'm talking about when I say these boys be dropping knowledge, top-notch knowledge, that's all they do. And this is all I like to, you feel me, pay attention to and watch, because if we ain't paying attention to what's going on around us, gang, something wrong with us, man, right? Listen how deep these boys go on things that's been found, things that's been unveiled, things that's been hidden, but now is not hidden anymore in the shadows. You understand what I'm saying? As we go over a few of these things, y'all tell me how y'all can relate or can't.
Go there first.
Shocker.
Yeah, let's go there first. We'll go to AI and some other stuff. We got some other stuff about CERN as well. But the CIA, declassified documents. So they had some documents that was released. And
released. I'll say quotations, because why are they telling on themselves? Continue.
Yeah, well, here's
right, quotations on that, man, because why are they telling on themselves? You know, to my knowledge, y'all been had this. That's how I look at it. They had to have this, gang. They had to. Let me make sure I share this too, man. Y'all share, hit that subscribe button, that like button, all the above. But you know, to put quotations on something this big, you know, I think this is some knowledge that they been had. Do you understand what I'm saying? It definitely got to be knowledge they already had that they didn't want the public to know. So
here's the thing: when they declassify documents, this actual document, I believe, was disclosed about actually 10 years ago, but it's resurfacing. And what they're saying is in the 50s, they had the potential cure to cancer.
Whoa.
Shocked. Pretends to be shocked.
Hold on, let me go back on that, gang. Y'all know I got to go back on that.
So, I mean, think about it.
You got to act shocked on that. He said the potential cure to cancer. That's deep. Because now when you get the exercising, you know, speech of that nature, gang, which the government always do. If y'all notice, if y'all paid attention every time, you know, it'll be a few years, but before you notice, they start coming out with information about technologies, information about cures, as he just said, all sorts of things, as if they never had in the first jump. I never understood that, you know. I think, like I said, it'd be a lot of whistleblowers out there. They be wanting to let this information be known. Like, look, man, they got this, that, and the other. And if they do, they putting themselves at risk. They putting their family at risk. They putting their job at risk. So, you know, a lot of times this type of stuff we will never hear. You know what I'm saying? This type of information right here, we'll never get it from nowhere else. It's not even meant to be told to nobody out there. You understand what I'm saying? It really ain't. It is really not. Let's go.
For one, the cancer industry is a $225 billion industry per year.
Yeah.
That's one. So
big money.
So it's a money grab, right? Obviously.
Uh-huh.
So these documents show that they have maybe the potential cure because they're linking anti-parasitics to curing cancer.
Right.
Now, I don't think we can say maybe on that, gang. Honestly, I think we just got to keep it real firm and sturdy. You understand what I'm saying? Because we know damn well they got the cure. We know that they got too much money.
Which we've been seeing. Like, a lot of people have been, you know, on talking about various anti-parasitics and how it cures people. I remember even Mel Gibson said some of his friends cured cancer on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Remember he said that?
Yeah.
And you know, I do remember that, gang. I remember that. I was just popping that to y'all. Telling y'all about how Mel Gibson, you know, his release, his unveiling truth about Hollywood and the industries was just crazy. You feel me? If y'all haven't finished, y'all gotta go over there and watch it. Go just type in Mel Gibson and look up everything he's been talking about. I'm talking about it's crazy, gang.
I mean, you guys can cure anything. People can know.
Yeah, you already know.
Everything's curable. I take, herbs for parasites every single day.
Yeah. So a lot of people, I mean, your cabinets, everything in your fridge should be your quote unquote pharmacy.
Yeah.
Right. So like what you eat, that's your medicine. That should be your medicine.
Yep.
And again, going to the words, I mean, this is why.
And he right.
Again,
I remember back in the days,
people don't know what they're speaking. Pharmacy,
my grandparents used to say
ancient Latin,
like
pharmakia.
Your backyard is your doctor's office. You understand what I'm saying? They so believe that like your backyard is
literally me
everything you need. Let me go back on that. I don't know how many of y'all know that, but
it's curable.
And one thing, we ain't gonna go through the whole live, but I'm gonna let y'all hear some of the things they saying and show you how much truth is in this, right?
Which we've been seeing. Like a lot of people have been, on talking about various anti-parasitics and how it cures people. I remember even Mel Gibson said some of his friends cured cancer on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Remember he said,
I was telling people about how Dr. Sebi was curing cancer, curing AIDS. He was using natural things from the earth, simple. And he was trying to tell people, but they wiped him out right away. They got rid of him. Oh, hell no, we don't want people to know this type of information. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you guys can cure anything. People can know. You
already know.
Everything's curable. I take, herbs for parasites every single day.
Yeah, so a lot of people, I mean, your cabinets, everything in your fridge should be your quote unquote pharmacy. Right. So
but you gotta know how to use it. That's the difference. Now, if the person got all these things in a household and they don't know how to utilize these things, that's where the gang gets you. But the moment they around people, or the moment they even get the notion to let me look up and see, how do I put this, and this together and make this and create me a potion or some type of cure for myself. That's when they win. You understand what I'm saying? Now you using knowledge to apply to your life in real time.
Like what you eat, that's your medicine. That should be your medicine.
Yep.
And again, going to the words, I mean, this is why, again, pharmacy. People don't know what they're speaking. Pharmacy.
Listen, y'all, check this out. Listen to the definition. Listen to the definition of pharmacy right now. Check it out.
Ancient Latin, pharmakia, literally means a translation in Latin, sorcery, witchcraft, poison.
Whoa.
Damn, poison.
Did y'all hear that? Hold on, listen. Did y'all hear what the hell he just said? Did y'all hear what I heard? Witchcraft, sorcery, and poison. That's what pharmakia mean. You feel me? And that's why I like to go back to the definition of these words like Hebrew, Latin language, because you'll understand better, not just for the modern day terminology of things. Like, man, come on. We got to make sense of this, right? Come on now, let's go back.
Just straight up poison.
Yeah.
Listen.
Look up pharmakia. Pharmakia is the root word that translates to pharmacy.
For those of y'all that don't believe it, look it up. You feel me? And then you run me the joke. Punchline on it. It's real, all facts, gang.
Sick bastard.
It's crazy. So it makes sense that the pharmaceutical company withheld all this and the government withheld all this because anti-parasitics, you have rimbendazole, you have membendazole, ivermectin. So these are anti-parasitics that they're saying that could be the potential cure to cancer. Methylene blue. It's in the documents.
It's in the documents, y'all. For those of y'all that don't believe, go check them documents.
It's literally, oh man.
Like they knew this.
Another thing too, though, the movies always show us these things, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. Every movie show you a piece of truth. Every movie that you have ever watched in your life has truth to it. Trust me. Every one of them. Every one of them.
They knew this.
Yeah. Why now, though? That's the questions I always ask. Like, why now?
Well, I think it really goes into our theory of breaking down the old system.
Bingo.
Because think about it. If we're talking about a brand new financial system, a brand new, every kind of system, Hollywood, financial, healthcare,
everything. It's induced.
Yeah,
it's definitely it's self-inflicted. It's on purpose.
And and what they saying, they finna touch on some real deep topics like one, healthcare. Elon Musk was just speaking about healthcare. He said within the next 3 to 5 years, everybody around the world will have the best healthcare. You feel me? Even better than the president. Now, I don't know how that's possible. I don't know how they're gonna make that happen, but that's what he said. And he said they are going to fund that. But let's hear what they finna say.
AI and all this, whatever they're going to replace the healthcare system with, hopefully just the Earth's healthcare system. That's the one that God gave us. Hopefully, people wake up and get on their herbal game.
I wonder what it looks like though, because even in the healthcare game and the medical industry as a whole, what that's going to look like when AI takes over, or even to a lesser degree when they start to downsize, nurses and doctors, or just the entire pharmaceutical industry, because
which they will. That's what they're doing now, man. Y'all check them out, man. It's gonna be right. Y'all check it out.
Make billions of dollars. It's a business.
Would you like me to tell you which movie?
Which movie?
I mean, it's a number of movies, but the one that I'm thinking, the first thing that comes to mind is The Island.
That's a good one.
Classic movie right there.
So that movie, for people who don't know, so that movie essentially, they clone people. Like all these rich people clone themselves. It's always in the movies. So they have healthy brains, hearts, other organs. So if they get sick, the originals, they can pull from essentially themselves.
Yep.
Wait, run it back.
Anybody?
I heard that. Hold on, keep that. Y'all heard that too, right? Yeah.
I'm thinking the first thing that comes to mind is The Island.
Check that out.
One that
it's a business.
Saying, the movies, right? Y'all ever seen that movie, The Island? If y'all did, then y'all know what it's talking about. Right? Pay attention. Pay attention. Though.
Would you like me to tell you which movie?
Which movie?
I mean, it's a number of movies, but the one that I'm thinking, the first thing that comes to mind is The Island.
That's a good one.
Classic movie right there.
So that movie, for people who don't know, so that movie essentially, they clone people. Like all these rich people clone themselves. It's always in the movies. In the movies. So they
always in the movies. And remember what I told y'all about Jim Carrey. If y'all don't, then you got to go back and watch that video. You feel me? I showed y'all and I told y'all what they were saying about that man, right? At the end of the day, everybody think he's a clone. And that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary, right? Let's go deep.
They have healthy brains, hearts, other organs. So if they get sick, the originals, they can pull from essentially themselves.
Yep.
Jim Carrey, anybody?
Damn. Where is Jim Carrey?
I don't know.
He still hasn't came out.
And they're trying to say it's this other makeup artist or some shit.
No, that's not him. That's cap.
That's baloney.
No, that's cap. Like Jim Carrey, that first off,
they did say that. They said it was the makeup artist. That's the story that's floating around. For those of y'all that haven't seen it, it's a story. The makeup artist saying he's so good with creating these masks that he even created a mask and was looking just like Jim Carrey, which is impossibly hard to believe. But we do know how great these makeup artists can get and be. And at the end of the day, I mean, is it possible? I'm not sure.
That's not Jim Carrey.
No, it's not.
And I don't know what the hell that was, but it wasn't that guy.
But you could even tell on that guy's that Instagram post where he was saying he was Jim Carrey. That was an AI generated picture. Like if you look at it, it looked too perfect, and he had the teeth out and all. I'm like, ain't no way. He's trolling.
This is the thing. Why wouldn't you, if you just trolled the world, this is your chance to come out and really like monetize. This is your chance for everybody to be like, oh, it was that guy, and really blow up.
Right.
But you don't film the process, and you're a content creator, a makeup artist, and you're trying to build your brand. Like, why?
I said that too, gang. I said that too. I was thinking that. You know what I'm saying? I thought the very same thing, because everybody was asking the same question. Like, well, why haven't he came out chat and put his cell phone, you feel me, the forefront and get this bag out? You can collect this bag. Oh, he wanted to sit behind the scene, and that's why everybody was saying, "Look, that's a decoy." They threw dude out there to say that to make everybody believe this. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, now that's more believable than believing him that he is Jim Carrey mask creator.
Bullshit. It's bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
why haven't we seen the video yet? Where you're like, oh, it's really me.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
And didn't Jim Carrey's like people already come out and say like, oh, like that's not true?
yeah, his PR people said it was him.
Nah, I ain't hear nothing about that. That's crazy, gang. They said Jim Carrey people came out like, hey, look, that ain't Jim. Y'all can kill all that shit. That is not Jim. Actually, y'all scaring us and Jim. I'm not sure, like, what y'all think. I don't know. I don't know, man.
That's what they said.
Sipsy.
I just don't know where he is because he hasn't said anything. Why is your PR team coming out? But
The one thing that I see, like literally, if it was Jim Carrey, and that's a big ass if. Number one, what happened to you? Because obviously you had some work done or something's happening, but the thing that you can't, and that's okay. You want to have work, that's fine. But the one thing that is kind of spooky is your eyes. Your eyes don't change.
See, everybody was saying that he had the work done because a lot of people was like, hey, yo, look, people in the industry, when they get this type of money, they get to get old. They want to have their self look a little younger. They want to look, more presentable to the camera, this, that, and the other. And at the end of the day, some of us out here, we like, hell no. Hell no. You understand what I'm saying? It's just not believable. Jim Carrey actually was one of the only celebrities who, stayed his natural self within the game. He stayed who he was. He never changed his appearance. He really never got surgery done. He was just the same old Jim Carrey. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know.
The problem with that theory, though. Here's the problem, because you just said what? He fixed his face, right? With Botox and everything else.
Right. Like if he had work. Yeah.
So think about this. What is he known for?
His face.
Exactly. So why would you ruin that?
Your moneymaker. Come on.
Your moneymaker.
Bing, bing, bing. And I thought that too. I'm like, damn, it's an interview even floating around right now today, gang, that Jim Carrey did a while back. And he said, his face is one of the faces they hate to get rid of in the industry because they said it's hard to replace his talent. Like, what the fuck do that mean? They say he got one of the most rubberest faces. I even remember seeing an interview with who was that? Marlon Wayans or one of the Wayne brothers, and they was explaining to another podcaster how they, told their brother all about Jim Carrey and how they should get him on that what was that, Living Color show or whatever that show was that the Wayne brothers started out with. And he was like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna get him, we hire him. And from there they took him on and it was going down. And they said they like his face because he can transform it into anything. You feel me? He can look like anybody. But why would you change your moneymaker? Make that make sense?
You're making all these faces. When you get Botox, you really can't make expressions anymore.
And that's what he's known for.
Exactly. So you're the master of face changing expressions. Mm-hmm. That's what you're known for. Why would you get work done?
And Jim Carrey's the guy that was like against all of that. He was kind of like known as this like.
Did I just say that? Jim Carrey was the guy that was against all that Botox, all that surgery to his face, all that shit. So when you start paying attention to your favorite celebrity or your favorite artist, you'll start noticing small, subtle changes about them, gang, that once wasn't. You know what I'm saying? You start peeping it. Like, just pay attention.
Oh, he's
humble, anti Hollywood, and then you turn into like fucking Kris Jenner.
Yeah. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
literally.
I mean, going back to the CIA, because, they're hiding the cure for cancer and all this other stuff. Tell me why, like, this is back in the 90s.
Tell me why.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. We got to give you guys a story on that. Go ahead.
The CIA had disclosure to where they had this lady who was essentially like the head of disguises. And she disclosed this like years ago on, I believe it was Jennifer Hutchins' show. She was on the show showing all the masks to George Bush Sr.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
Remember they had all these masks?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, you know, she was talking to George Bush and she was like, yeah, you know, so I'm going to show you this mask and you're going to be blown away. And he was like, oh, wait, well, cool. So where's the lady that's supposed to be, you know, showing us the mask? She was like, I'm actually wearing it. And she takes off the mask and it was her.
Right.
Did y'all catch that gang? Did y'all catch that creepy shit right there?
He was like, whoa. So that they've had these types of masks for a long time. So
would you like to know the movie?
Here we go.
It's always in a movie.
It's always a movie.
It's always in a movie.
You ever seen a movie called Dark Man?
No.
Yeah. I remember.
Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's a dude. He got what do you call it? Injured. And he got like disfigured or whatever, right?
And he had all these different masks.
But he knew how to make the masks. And he would change his appearance with the mask. He would throw the mask on and it was
somebody else. And yeah, I remember that movie.
Like
and that almost sounds like that movie Face Off. You feel me? You know, actually it sounds like a lot of movies. A lot of movies they do that where they able to, you know, recopy somebody else's face, mimic somebody else. Even Smoking Aces. You understand what I'm saying? There was a person in there that did it so well. He was excellent with that skill. He was able to go into a lab, create this stuff, create the mask, the putty masks, and put them on and look just like the other him. Like crazy, but crazy, man.
That was before Mission Impossible and all that.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that movie.
Dark Man.
It goes to show you nothing is. That's why I say nothing is what it seems.
Say it on every episode. Question everything.
That's true. You got to question everything. Nothing is what it seems. Nothing is what it seems. You always got to put your mind there. You always got to think outside the box sometimes. So you feel me? Don't be scared to question things. Some people make you feel like, no, don't question this. Don't question that bullshit. If I was you, I would, goddamn.
Literally nothing is what it seems. Yeah. And the CIA, again, they're back at it again with cancer now. And oh yeah, also speaking of that, they had found a patent. Johns Hopkins University and the hospital actually has a patent on antiparasitics. The benzodiazole, all the antiparasitics, they have a patent on it.
They have a patent on to like.
They have a patent on those antiparasitic medicines.
Of course,
because they're saying that cancer is linked to parasites, and you were just saying that you were doing parasite. I detox.
Right.
Yeah, I have a herbal doctor that I've been going to.
You know what's funny? Terrence Howard just spoke of this too, and actually he was on a Joe Rogan interview and he pulled out a little bottle with droplets, parasite, type of medicine, and he said the same thing. He said his wife made him take it. It actually shows us, how much they hide from us and how much they are willing to let us know.
He works with Sebi, and or he used to work with Sebi. He's good friends with him, but he makes them. And for parasites, I have one that clears out blood, and then I have one to clear out like salt intake.
Yeah.
So just to balance all of that out, because we eat a lot of salty foods.
Yeah, sodium is crazy.
And then, of course, nowadays with the meat, we don't know what we're eating. Yeah. On top of like, we don't know how they're giving us all of this meat, like how it's prepared. We don't know, like, hey, a lot of these.
Look, I be saying this to my son, right? I just had to say it to him. Like I told him, and what he's saying is right. Dr. Sebi, what? Dr. Sebi said a lot of things. You feel me? Like, let's run that back.
How they clear out like salt intake. Doctor that I've been going to, he works with Sebi, and or he used to work with Sebi. He's good friends with him, but he makes them. Yeah. And for parasite,
Dr. Sebi is who Lisa Left Eye was going to see when she had her accident and tragically lost her life. Quote unquote. Personally, if you ask me, I think that was a stoppage. I think that was a destabilization in her travels there. But at the end of the day, Dr. Sebi been saying this. Dr. Sebi was one of the oldest guys I knew to have a child, at his age. He was like 70, damn near 80 years old, 78, 79. I'm probably wrong. We can Google it and still get the context of it. But he was able to spit out children. And he was telling, people like, yo, this is not this. Some people think it's fertility problems. Some people think it's that. It's not that. It's about what we put in our body. You know, also what we put in our body shape and shift our mindset. Don't you ever forget that. The same way as what you listen to and endure and what you soak up shape you. You understand what I'm saying? So Dr. Sebi and a few more other people around the world was hip to this. They knew about these things. And the evil-hearted people out there, they didn't want none of this thing out there. And again, this is why you got people like me and these brothers to release this information.
I have one that clears out blood, and I have one to clear out like salt intake.
Yeah.
So just to balance all of that out, because we eat a lot of salty foods.
Yeah, sodium is crazy.
And then, you know, of course, nowadays with the meat, we don't know what we're eating.
Yeah.
You know, on top of like, we don't know how they're giving us all of this meat, like how it's prepared.
You know what's funny? That he popping on that topic. I heard somebody speak on this, and they said that the way they prepare this meat is they drop dye in this meat to keep it looking like it's red meat and looking good and fresh. But at the end of the day, the meat is already poisoned and dead and old. You feel me? The meat is already rotted out and turned the color. But what these, you know, specialized chemical makers and specialized companies do, they pay so much money to make the shit look good to, you know, influence us to buy it. I even seen something where they said they found human meat inside of McDonald's burgers. Now that's scary. That's even deeper. And you know what? My son was telling me about that. My oldest was saying that. He was like, Pops, McDonald's got human meat in their burgers. I'm like, what? Like, shit, they've been getting away with feeding people that shit for years. Well, then it makes sense because remember, Jeffrey Dahmer used to take the people down to the chocolate factory. God damn it. Come on now. What a joke that in there.
We don't know, like, a lot of these like farms and stuff, they be having like, they be shitting and like all kind of like the living conditions they're
terrible,
are disgusting. Yeah. So yeah,
especially
we definitely
for chickens.
For chickens, that's literally what I had in my mind. That's why in America, I don't eat chicken here. Yeah. And I suggest you guys not do it either because it's not, we're not eating chicken.
I told you, I'll say it again because I've said it a million times to y'all, but the chicken that I saw in Asia, and I was like, I didn't know what it was. Yeah. And the dude was like, oh, that is a chicken. Philippines. So
why does he sound Jamaican? Yeah.
Right.
What the or African?
No, but
you said chicken.
I can't do a Philippine accent. But I promise you, I was in the Philippines and this little thing ran across the way.
Small as hell.
Dude. Yeah. I didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, honestly, I was in Thailand and I saw a little chicken and I was like,
fuck is that?
Chicken's so small.
Yeah, like skinny. That's how they're supposed
skinny, to look. And they're like skinny and they're like, you know, they're lean.
That's how they're supposed to look.
That's how they're supposed to look. So the fat, big chickens here, they grow in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks, you get a full chicken here.
That don't even sound right.
That's a problem because it's not.
That shit is weird, man. In 3 weeks, you get a full chicken. What type of shit is that? Like, what type of super bros, y'all? Come on, man. Make this shit make sense. In 3 weeks? Like, is this a joke or something? Like, I don't want to eat no fucking chicken if it's grown in 3 weeks. I don't even know why they still feeding us that shit. That shit don't even make sense, gang. What?
It's not right.
No, but I get it now because it's for manufacturing and production reasons. They want to make more money. They want to scale at a mass level. What the fuck? But y'all will risk our lives. Just to scale at a mass level, y'all will risk our lives and health. They don't give a fuck. That's what
right. It is. You are what you eat. Literally.
Stop eating it.
So if you have these chickens that are pumped full of hormones and steroids and whatever else,
where do you think it's going? It's going in your body,
right?
And that was the problem back in the days, gang, when I was coming up as a shorty, as a child. You feel me? A lot of parents was talking about that, like how all these hormones was making their kids extra big and all the fast food places and shit like that. And I used to think like, damn, is they for real or is they? And you know what's crazy? Our community, black people, really didn't pay too much attention to it until we start seeing it for ourselves when it started hitting home. You understand what I'm saying? The moment it start hitting home, you start recognizing, like, hey, yo, look. Hey, yo, wait, pay attention. Hey, yo, look, why? You feel me? Little Timmy been eating burgers for the last month. That nigga outgrew me, pops, and granddad. Like, shit crazy, gang. But, you know, the distractions of the world keep us unfocused from what's really taking place out here.
The cycle. They make us sick and
They heal
give us the medicine to cure it, and it's not. It's like
a nice little
chemo
racket.
and all this crazy shit.
Yeah, because I mean, they had this since the 50s.
The 50s. They had this cure since the 50s, gang. Like, they had everything since the 50s. The alien technology, like UFOs, been around since the 40s and 50s. You feel me? Like, they've been seeing extraterrestrials and shit since the 40s and 50s. Y'all make this make sense, gang. Because right now, nothing do.
Telling me that they had this cure since the 50s, and then since then, you know how many people died?
First of all, cancer started booming after that, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, they've always had it, but it really took off after that, if you think about it.
That's a crazy ass way to put that.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you
Like,
think about it,
like cancer was booming then.
Cancer took off after the 50s.
It is.
Yeah.
Damn.
I've even seen it, take it a step further. I've seen a doctor, and I've done a video on this, to where it goes into trademark as well.
Of course.
So he says, this doctor says that just like Coke, like Coca-Cola is trademarked, cancer is actually trademarked.
How?
Who's it trademarked by?
He said by, I forgot what association it was. I think it was one of the medical associations.
Shell company for the government, probably.
Probably. But it makes sense, because if you have a monopoly on the cure, you have a trademark on it, you have essentially every exit covered, then your profits go up.
This shit sounds like New Jack City.
And bear with me, gang. I got to see the kid off. You getting up out of here, so, you know. But what they saying is definitely directly factual. It's scary. It's scary indeed, but it's factual. Just to, you know, the scary part is to know that this been going on for so many years, since your mama and your daddy was alive, since their parents was alive. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the scarier part, because that's how you control humanity. You know, I think these people, they so smart, they look shit up like this. Like I said, even with the AI, y'all remember the first AI they was fucking pitching and showing us was the Knight Rider car. Y'all remember that? That motherfucking car did everything. They were showing us that before Tesla cars came out. Make that make sense, man. So, you know, in that show, Knight Rider, they was already preparing us to get ready for what was to come years down the line. You understand? Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, that's what it is. Drugstore. You go to the drugstore. Just really think about the word tracking. I'm gonna go to CVS. Oh, it's a drugstore. It's drugs. So don't buy their drugs, the street drugs. Go buy our drugs. Pharmacy, pharmacia, poison.
How did they convince us to? How did we get here? Like,
That's a good question.
that's just so crazy to me. Like, you think about our parents, like that generation. And not all of you, because I know we have a lot of older viewers. Because if y'all watch us and you're older, thank you. Thank you for, you know, opening up your minds, because we understand the generation that you were living in. Like, you guys were heavily indoctrinated.
Let me tell you, let me break this down quick, because I know exactly how this happened. So we're talking about the 50s, right? How things really started to shift.
Yeah.
So if you really think about it, what's the number one distraction that's in every home?
TV.
Now, when did TVs really come about?
The 50s.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because
All right,
before
let me run that back, gang.
you
Shoot
were-
me out the house, off the school, 2 more to go, God. Thank you. Education is good. You know, not saying that like I'm sending them out to get out my hair, but education is good, because the moment they stop education, you feel me, it's gonna be rough. The moment they stop everybody from learning what we learning out here now, that, you know, is more knowledge being learned and more knowledge is surfacing. That's gonna be crazy scary. You understand? And with the AIs, I think they're trying to do that, because if y'all pay attention, using chat, using AI, using any of those things, it's sort of hollow out your internals. You understand what I'm saying? It hollow out your internals, leaving you dependent on AI. You know what I'm saying? But the moment AI is not giving you what you want no more, but instead feeding you what it wants to feed you, then humans are in trouble. And that is what the conversation is about all around the world, with every AI bot, with every major company, with every major AI creator. They scared of, you know, whose hand this AI bot might land in. You feel me? And who's going to control it? What will they intentions be when they, you know? And that's the scary part. But let's carry on what they saying, gang, because a lot of this, like I said, I touch bases with. I watch these guys for real. I have to play it for y'all though. Some of y'all don't, you know, catch these messages a lot.
Outside and all this other stuff. And people to a lesser degree still outside later on. But as soon as TV came into play,
that's why I say our parents.
It was
like,
a wrap.
Our grandparents were way more tapped in, if you think about it. Like our grandma, they had those remedies and all that, you know.
Yeah.
People were outside and
I said this all the time. I said the grandparents, that's why they're getting rid of the old folks. Some of the old people around here knew knowledge that we didn't know, and some of the knowledge that they knew versus the modern day shit we being taught was, you feel me, was challenged. And they was able to do so because they like, hey, yo, that ain't right, gang. They just influencing y'all to follow a certain wagon.
Skills.
They had skills, but when that TV happened, shit got different.
Yeah.
Shit really changed after that.
Because you had TV shows after that to, you know, capture your attention.
Right. And remember, TV used to turn off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
It used to actually be like, all right, guys,
we're done. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, you get them.
What? TV used to turn off? What the fuck? So you mean to tell me they had the TV network so narrated that it used to turn off? They used to say, hey, we'll be back tomorrow with more shows. That shit alone is scary, gang. That alone is scary. So this is the advancement? Like, come on.
Bars.
But that was their form of, I mean, like they had to drip feed it. Like, we can't just let them watch this shit 24/7. We gotta make them want it.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh, TV is on 24/7 now.
Yep. And there's like 10,000 channels.
Right.
To where, you know, I mean, now it's streaming, but it's still on TV.
Right.
But
we have more options now.
We have more options.
Basically, they have to microdose everybody with television first. That's what it sounds like to me. Everybody got microdose until it was dependent. Almost like technology is becoming right now today to the younger crowd. You feel me? Technology and tablets and iPhones and the internet is becoming so dependent for these people out here in the world. You feel me? That they can't depend on themselves, their own skills. And that's what I can see the change in that. But the people that's lost inside of it will never see it. They don't always fight you on that. Like, no, I ain't. No, I know it ain't like this. Yes, it is. That's why they call y'all the AI generation. The newer young ones, they go out, them gonna be the AI betters. Like, because they're gonna be so embedded in this technology that it ain't gonna make no sense. Like right now, they already got young ones out there, teenagers having AI relationships, like an AI boyfriend and an AI girlfriend. What type of shit is that? Like, they need to shut this shit down. And that's what the ex-Google worker was talking about last night on the podcast. Like, man, they just need to shut it down and study it a little longer. Because anytime AI can influence a human to be in a relationship with the AI robot, something is going on, gang. Like, something's wrong.
Yeah. But again,
there's
a patent on every TV, the technology TV, to where they can control your nervous system. You can go to Google Patents and look this up.
Check this. Hey, look, listen to this patent, y'all. Listen to what he said about this patent that they got on television. Now, look, I just learned something about television the other day from the CIA whistleblower, John. I don't want to, screw his last name up, but what he was saying is basically they can take your speaker and turn it into a microphone and listen to everything in your house without you knowing. Now that's scary, right? But it's even deeper right here. It's even deeper.
Your nervous system through your TVs, even if it's off.
Oh shit!
Through electromagnetic force fields.
It's crazy. What the fuck? Okay.
So they literally manipulate you through TV.
Yeah.
Because again, channeling, like I said, previous episodes, media is root word for medium.
Medium, yeah.
So that's literally how they controlled people. because it's in every home.
Now that's wild, gang. I told y'all, the frequencies is another. I don't mean to cut so much, but when it's truth like this, you got to. Frequencies are everything. Electromagnetic fields are everything. I be telling people, like,
Home.
This shit just became.
you hear me? It got that real. It got so real that they are creating and patenting designs and technology to control you from the inside out. You remember when I said if you can't control your mind, gang, you ain't gonna be able to control anything. I said that in the live last night, right? If you can't change your mind first, what makes you think you're gonna change the outside? It ain't gonna happen. But at the end of the day, the people who create patterns and the people who got the most power in the world, they already figured this out. They already had this figured out in the 40s and the 50s. That tell you what? That tell you something ain't being told to them. That tell you all the studies that's been done, everything that we have been told and shown right now today could possibly be fake and could possibly be manipulated and steered to make us believe this. You feel me?
Patent on every TV, the technology TV, to where they can control your nervous system. You can go to Google Patents and look this up. They can control your nervous system through your TVs, even if it's off.
Oh shit!
Through electromagnetic force fields.
It's crazy. What the fuck?
Okay.
So they literally manipulate you through TV.
Yeah.
Because again, channeling, like I said, previous episodes, media is root word for medium.
Medium, yeah.
So that's literally how they controlled people. Because it's in every home.
This shit just became an episode of G.I. Joe. This is how Cobra Commander took over everybody. I'm gonna get them through their TV. It sounds like that shit.
Yeah.
It sounds that crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but it's real. It's real as hell, gang.
So it makes sense because after that, they were like, oh, we can get away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And during the Cold War and like the 60s and 70s, all that stuff really started to come about because they ramped it up. The CIA was
that's when the CIA was like, man, look.
High gear.
Yeah, high gear. Let's get it.
Most definitely high gear. Why wouldn't you if don't nobody know nothing about what's going on? And I think that's what they played us for, fool, because they kept us so distractedly busy with all this bullshit that's going on in the world. I even found out that these things that take place around us, around you, around any one of us, you feel me, are staged and created in order to keep control of what's going on out here. Because when people start figuring things out like this, you feel me, understanding what's possible and what's not, what's actually reality and what ain't, then will we start understanding, like, for example, it's another episode I watched of Joe Rogan and Terrence Howard, and he was showing them how he got a patent on this design where he created this simulation of, I can't think of the exact name because I don't want to screw his patent up, tarnish the name. But anyway, inside the patent, what it does is it created a simulation of Saturn, of the planet Saturn, with the ring around it, with the hexagon at the top of Saturn and everything, without gravity. Though, check that, without gravity, but he used some vortexes inside, and they was all facing at 120-degree angle, you feel me, at each other, arched at certain, areas inside this cylinder thing he put in the 3D model. And when it turns on, it automatically, creates a hologram of the planet. And him and his wife sitting there talking to the engineer of the program. And he so basically what she says, basically we can create planets with this. You feel me? So I think it was a particle process or a particle, something that speed particles up or something like that. I might be getting that wrong. But anyway, he got a patent on it. And the engineer was like, yeah, technically, if you got one big enough, vortex is big enough, you can actually create, what it seems to be is gravity. In which gravity would be only electricity, but the draft from electricity. You understand what I'm saying? That's what gravity technically is, the draft left over from electricity, from the electricity field. Which is crazy, but they'll tell you something else. It's wild, man.
Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Let's get it all the way rolling.
I'm just waiting on somebody to say Hail Hydra. I really am.
I mean, it's literally always in the movies, right? So
always.
If you look at how you're saying, like Captain America,
I mean,
They have so many CIA projects in there that's actually true.
shit.
Like I can name like 10 of them.
In Captain America.
Yeah, like even like Project Artichoke.
Project
That's a CIA program to where they just disclose that too, to where they can control people through food, drinks, vaccines.
The
Are y'all
vaccine.
listening? They can control people through food, drinks, vaccine. Like, and we not supposed to pay attention to what's taking place around us. And we not supposed to, you feel me? Make sure we checking in with, you feel me? Sometimes it ain't even cool to check like with your doctor all the time. That motherfucker, he paid to mislead you too. Trust me, I ain't gonna lie. That nigga getting paid to mislead you too, just like everybody else. Because we got to keep this flowing. We got to keep this process chain going and keep this money flowing. Definitely, if we done became a billion or $1 trillion company, you know what I'm saying? So, but like, wow, that's crazy. That's a CIA project. I was just telling my son too how the CIA spent trillions and trillions of dollars, you feel me, every year on, and probably every other month, you know, on projects and on studying things like telepathy, psychic powers, psychic abilities, human brain capacity, things like that. Like, gang, it's wild, but they never tell us that.
Yes.
Wait, I don't get. Wait, no. What? I don't get it. What is Project Artichoke?
So Project Artichoke, essentially, if you had any kind of vaccine administered to you, they can control you. Like mind control.
Does it have to do with like nanobots or some shit?
No, it's literally
Like it's chemical.
it's chemical.
And then we wonder why.
What? That's crazy, gang. And it makes you wonder why they always pressing people to go get a flu shot. It make a lot of sense, or any shot. It makes you, you know, put two and two together. Like, wait, is that why they always saying, hey, yo, this breakout just took place? Hey, yo, mumps are back. Hey, yo, this is back. Go get vaccinated. Go get the children vaccinated. Oh, it's attacking elderly people and children. Like, what the hell? Dang, I would have never put that together in a million years if I didn't hear that piece right there. I knew about the patents and shit like that. They even got a patent on DNA. Like, how? How do y'all got a patent on DNA? Make that make sense, gang.
Why people are so sleep. Like they've been the way we are. Like some people is just like, yo, after all of this and they're still sleep. It's crazy. Like,
yeah. So in these vaccines and in these like different agents that they have, they can make you more susceptible, lose some of your memories. It's kind of like a Manchurian Candidate.
Oh shit!
And what movie?
Manchurian. Oh no, conspiracy theory.
Well, Manchurian.
Oh, and Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah. So they control you through these agents, right? So if you get like a vaccine or whatever, then you may like not remember what you're doing or what you're saying, or if you have a TV, they can control you, send a signal, and you're more susceptible to do things, carry out tasks, whatever. Like it's a 1-2 punch.
I mean, real shit.
That's scary when it's a 1-2 punch. Goddamn it, that's real scary. I'm talking about shit. That's deep. That's deep, man. I mean, like, when did y'all create this? When was this all created? Like, come on.
How does nobody not see this?
Well, now we're seeing it. Now we're getting disclosure, but it's hard to see when you're in the 50s and 60s, and it sounds like science fiction.
Yeah, and
Because it is.
You can see it too. Like I said,
And that's what's crazy. I said that in the live, you know, I was like, damn, our people, like our parents and grandparents, couldn't possibly notice this or pay attention to these signs because they was the ones being manipulated into believing that America was so good, that America was so this and that and glamorous, but they would have never knew these tricks.
generation, like so many of them are just lost. They're lost. Like, still. Like, we have family. It's not their fault. That's what I'm saying. It's not their fault. But like, damn, it's like, damn, they did a number on y'all.
They did a number on everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, like with the credit, with the financial system gang. And you know, when it comes to black people, they're like, black people don't know about the credit system because we weren't taught that. They didn't hand that down. The same way they doing this.
That whole generation. It's just
and going into like reality and what is real, what isn't. I did a whole deep dive because with CERN, we got to talk about CERN.
Oh boy.
Shit.
Oh man.
CERN. Yeah, we did a deep dive last night on that one.
So with CERN, a lot of people may or may not know what CERN is, but
So for those of y'all that don't know what CERN is, check it out.
essentially it is a research collective by 20 different, or I believe it's 25 now, 25 different countries that all came together to build the Large Hadron Collider.
It's funny how we can come together when it's some scientifical Dexter's laboratory shit, right?
But here's the thing.
Some New World Order type of shit. Go ahead.
We're not even in there, though. America, we're not in that group.
How are we not in it?
So we're not a part of CERN at all?
No.
Huh.
That's a shock to me. I wonder why. You know, because usually America wants their hands in everything. Y'all know that. America wants their hands in everything. But why wouldn't we be in this CERN project? What's going on with that?
Because here's the thing. So CERN fired up.
Like, because a lot of projects America fund and create too, before I let them continue. Like, why we ain't in this one?
08, right? The first time it ever fired up.
Right.
Now, for context, CERN is essentially the Large Hadron Collider, which is the project which CERN is, working on or have been working on.
Right.
So this is in Switzerland, in Geneva, to where it's 17 miles in circumference, right? In a circle.
17 miles.
17 miles. This machine goes all the way around.
And it's underground, right?
And it's underground.
How?
Yeah. Really, right?
No, seriously. No, I want you, hold on. I want you to think about this, y'all. Really think about this. It's 17 miles underground.
Underground.
That's crazy.
What does that tell you? That kind of gives credence to what that.
That's deep, gang. 17 miles underground. So why is y'all hiding it? You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose? What is the whole purpose of hiding it? And why was it created? For what? What purpose? Make it make sense, y'all.
Bush officials, they came out and said, "Oh, we got underground cities across the whole country."
Right.
Because how do you build something 17 miles? Do you know how
that's
extensive
massive.
that is to build? That's a serious project.
That's a serious project.
That means it has to be infrastructure underground.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's 17 miles around. And essentially what they're doing is they are smashing subatomic particles almost at the speed of light. That's what they're doing. They're smashing these particles together. And they built this to discover what makes up the universe, or when the Big Bang happened, what happened right after that. So that's what they're answering these questions, or trying to answer these questions. Right?
Well, why? Like, what the fuck they finna get from that? I really want to know what they know what happened.
Okay, that's what CERN is. Now, it's in Switzerland, in which geopolitics really doesn't cross over there because they're neutral.
Right.
So that's why they chose it over there. But there's other reasons as well. But yeah, we're not in there because when CERN was fired up, we tried to shut it down. There was lawsuits that filed here in America to shut CERN down. But to no avail, they couldn't because we're not in it and we have no jurisdiction.
So why did they try to shut it down?
Because they were saying that it could mess with the fabric of reality.
Whoa, now that's deep, gang. That's deep. They feel like it can mess with the fabric of reality. That's some scary shit. Like, when the people around the world, with power and money, creating machines that could possibly mess with the fabric of reality. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Y'all make that make sense. And who even knew you can mess with the fabric of reality? I mean, of course it can be assumpted, or of course watching these movies show or give us these ideas. And I think that's why they created the movies. Like I said, every movie come from an idea that already has either been carried out, trying to be carried out. I wouldn't even say thinking about being carried out, because anything they think of, it's already been done. You better believe you, me. It's been done. It happened. You just don't see it.
I'll wait for you to say it. I was about to say it.
Because
Mandela effect.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Here's the thing though. Hold on. So the Mandela effect.
All right.
So everybody knows what that is, right? Mandela effect. We all know what it is. If people don't know what it is, essentially we remember things and then when we look at them, it's not what we remember.
Right.
Right.
And it didn't exist before CERN was fired up, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I talked about this before with somebody. I'm trying to let you know about the Mandela effect. Basically, like they said, for those of y'all that don't know, you remember things one way, and then the next time you hear or you remember them, it's in a different way. And then when you see it, it don't look the same way you once remembered them, which is the craziest thing. I think a lot of people don't know what that is, I think some people even confuse it with the Nelson Mandela. Like they like, no, that was a man. That was Nelson Mandela. Okay, no, we know who he was. But what we saying is this, they got an effect, and people call it that. And it's a reason why they call it that. You feel me? Those of y'all that don't know. It's a reason why they call it the Mandela effect.
So
let them go back and say that again.
Mandela effect.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Here's
Why?
the thing though. Hold on.
Let me put that in.
So the Mandela effect.
All right.
So everybody knows what that is, right?
Right.
Mandela effect. We all know what it is. If people don't know what it is, essentially we remember things and then when we look at them, it's not what we remember.
Right. And it didn't exist before CERN was fired up, by the way.
Exactly.
Like the Berenstein Bears. A lot of people talking about that, the type of Berenstein Bears. The Fruity Loops. You feel me? The name of the Fruity Loops on the cereal. At the end of the day, a lot of people has discovered these strange remembrances or, strange occurrences all around the world. And at the end of the day, I feel like something must be going on, gang. Definitely if people can remember it, figure it out, point to it, and describe it and tell you about it.
Yeah.
So they're saying that CERN fired up in 2008. The first beam was fired in 2008.
All right.
Then in 2009, they had their first collision, right?
Right.
Here's the thing. So Mandela effect didn't start until 2009.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So there's
CERN was fired up,
yeah.
and
so
then Mandela effect started
Mandela
happening.
effect came. So there was an author. She's a paranormal researcher, an author who coined the phrase Mandela effect.
Right.
Fiona Broom, right? So she wrote on this. She started to notice in 2009.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Does Curious George have a tail or doesn't have a tail?
Right. Does Monopoly have the monocle or not?
Right.
Because if you think about
Because
it,
he does.
No, because he does, and there's proof of it.
Yep.
Because you have that episode of SNL with Jim Carrey where he has the monocle on.
No, that's the Ace Ventura.
Ace
too.
Ventura.
Oh, was that Ace Ventura?
Yeah. And you must be the Monopoly guy.
Oh, yeah, Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura too.
Yeah. So
why would he say that?
why would he say that? It's literally in a movie. Why would he have it?
He had it.
You see, gang, like I said, a lot of stuff around the world nowadays, gang, we don't pay too much attention to because at the end of the day, like I told y'all, we're not meant to pay attention to it. Simple as that. It's not meant to be self-consciously shown and known for. But when you start, consciously focusing on these things, consciously focusing on these mishaps, these effects, these out of line, out of bounds as glitches in life, then you start paying more attention. Like, wait, something is going on. Something bigger than what we think is going on, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why you always gotta question everything. You can't just take everything, for face value. You always gotta question everything, put it in your mind to wait. Hey, okay, I know they telling me this, they saying this, or it's looking this way, but what if this is like, you understand what I'm saying? And period. And then you decide. At the end of the day, man, I love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all take care. Y'all stay safe. Stay out the way. I am out, man. Gone, man.
Now you bitch niggas better ante up or elevate. I need 6-figure money, won't have a bucks and hella cake. Fuck boy, I been on dummy, shooting hella ops, make them a day. If not him, then kill his mama, make him feel his wrath in the hella way. Hydro shock, put his out, make through his chest, watch as they swim away. I don't stop shooting till you down in your last breath, and then I skid away. This a hollow tip.